Hey, Talking Life Math and History, and we are going to take a look at thinking outside of the box, literally the box method. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and factor out this gigantic polynomial, and the first thing you might be thinking is, whoa, how are we supposed to factor that? Well, what you might think to do is greatest common factor, factor by grouping, blah, blah, blah. Those are really good strategies, but what if I told you that we need to kind of visually understand why it works rather than just, oh, put this here, put this there. So when you think of factoring, what we're supposed to think is, assuming this is the final answer, but one thing, we have to break it down. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the box method. So what happens is we're going to make an actual box that has 4 corners, and we're going to split the box into 2. Now, the thing is, normally we would be putting things outside the box and then understanding what's inside the box. But one thing, we instead put all of the objects inside of the box and then try to find out what could be outside the box when we do the mathematics out. So now, there are 2 possible ways that we can solve this out, but get to the same right answer. We could go up, or we could go left. So here's what happens. It doesn't matter where we go, because whatever we find on one side, we'll always find on the other side. For example, we go up. What is the greatest common factor of x to the power of 3 and 2x to the power of 2? Well, we can say it transforms into x to the power of 2 because at least it has one of them showing up. What about what's in common is negative 7x and negative 14? Well, that turns out to negative 7, because you have a negative 7 here, and negative 14. On the other side, you can do it the same way too. X to the power of 3 and negative 7x becomes x, because that's the greatest common factor. When we have 2x squared and 14, we have a 2 and a 14, so it becomes 2. And we add them. It could go both ways. You can literally solve for this part and then get that part later. All you have to do is find for which rows and direction you're going to. Like this way, that way, that way, that way. It doesn't really matter, but all you have to do is find the greatest common factor of just that single part. So now we have the final answer. Our final answer is x squared minus 7, and we have x plus 2. Let's try to solve one more problem and do it the other way and see how it works the same way. So right over here, we have 2x to the power of 4 minus 7x to the power of 2 minus 4. But there is a problem. The box method, of which we used earlier in the last problem, has 4 squares. But the problem is, the box method has to be a rectangle or a square. But this time, it only has 3 figures. What do we have to do? We have to make sure there's one more figure and see what happens. So, what can we do? Well, what we can do is use the first step of master product property. Here's what happens. Take that 2 and multiply that with the 4. So you get negative 8. Then, using the diamond method, we put the negative 7 on the bottom. So what two numbers multiply to negative 8 but add up to negative 7? Yeah, we have 1 and negative 8. And since we have those two numbers work, we will get 2x to the power of 4 plus x squared minus 8x squared minus 4. And here's what happens. We make the box once again. And since we have 4 figures, we put them inside. So 2x4, x squared, negative 8x squared, and negative 4. What are the common factors of 2x to the power of 4 and negative 8x squared? Yeah, we have 2x squared. For x squared and negative 4, what do we have? Well, you can't really do anything because the x is a variable, which we don't know, so we put 1. So we start on the top, and let's see what the bottom does. 2x4 and x squared. We get x to the power of 2. And for negative 8x squared and negative 4, we get negative 4. Because of the same reason that happened up there. So 2x squared plus 1 is one of them. And x squared minus 4 is the other. Done. But wait, we are not done. That can be factored down a bit more. So x minus 2 and x plus 2. Your math teacher will not give you full credit unless you actually factor out everything to the simplest and the most factored form it can. And that also explains why this method works. I hope this video has helped you understand thinking outside of the box. Thank you for watching Top Fingerline's Math Industry. Like and subscribe.